Hello there everyone. Today we're going to remove the power supply unit from this Windows 7 Intel Core i5 Dell Optiplex 3010 desktop office computer. An ESD strap, or electrostatic discharge strap as it is its full government name, is one of the most, if not the most important tool for the safety of a computer tech. They also have mats that serve the same purpose if you are to be doing recurring work at a specific workstation. It has already been done to this device, but as a rule of thumb, always remember to release any leftover power on your device computer by holding the power button for a few seconds after it has already been disconnected from the wall socket. Do not ever have an open drink container next to a device you are working with. The device is already fully dead and only used as a demo, therefore it is fine, but be warned. By flipping the computer on its back, we can see the 3 screws holding in the power supply unit to the device. This specific model from Dell was mostly used around the office and school environments as it is pretty budget-friendly build, but it has more than the necessary specs to get you on the internet and do most basic tasks like filing, saving, editing, or sending documents. It was only manufactured throughout the years 2012 up until the midst of 2013 throughout 2014, when it was overtaken by its successor model, the Optiplex 3020. And then in mid-2014, the generation changed to the Optiplex 7020 from the 30th gen. As we disassemble the entire computer, piece by piece, you'll notice the cables being pointed towards by the white arrows. While there are a bunch of cables in general, the great majority are from the case or the motherboard. We are focused on the ones from the PSU, and later I will show more in detail what they look like and what they provide to your system. But for now, you stay focused on where they connect. You may have noticed by now that even though we are going for the PSU, we're taking apart the entire system, piece by piece. This is because the PSU is the heaviest part of a computer system, usually, and therefore, to prevent it falling on any other component, we usually save it for removing last, unless your case has a specific bay for it separated from the rest of the components, which will usually be found in any sort of gaming build. Now, with our multi-purpose screwdriver, we are going to start taking apart the screws attached to the motherboard. It is always good practice to keep all your screws together and organized. I use this little magnetic ashtray just to do as such. I like to keep them in a clockwise pattern depending on which ones I took out first. That way I work on a counterclockwise pattern to get me back to where I started, making sure I miss no screws in the way. Now with all the components other than the PSU and fans out of the way, we can go ahead and unscrew the 3 screws on the back of the case holding the PSU in. Afterwards, the actual removal process is very simple. You must press down this little blue plate signaled by the arrow that allows you to slide and lock the PSU in place. Just push and slide, and there you go, it's right out of its spot. Right on this white sticker, you're able to gather any and all important information regarding the PSU. Most importantly, its water trading and mineral conductivity, with the average one for gaming being around the standards of a 500 watt 80 plus cold PSU. This one is specific, happens to be a Dell Hyper-Electronics model H240ES-01 240 watts 80 plus cold PSU. The cables coming out of it in order will be the main 24-pin motherboard power cable, which transmits a positive 12 voltage, positive 5 voltage, positive 3.3 voltage, and negative 12 voltage, as well as having several ground pins for safety. Next is the 4-pin auxiliary CPU power, which can only transmit a positive 12 volt signal and a neutral 5 volt signal to power on peripherals devices like drives, depending on make and model. This is an outdated cable used to provide an alternative to power on your SATA drives, known simply as SATA power converter. Next up is the regular SATA power cable, used for any regular hard drive or SSD that uses SATA interface, which provides 12 voltage, 5 voltage, and 3.3 voltage. Here in the back is the AC-DC plug. This other model is known as the modular PSU. This model specifically has an output of 750 watts by the brand Corsair. And the good thing about this type of PSU is that you can put in and take out cables as needed for better airflow and cable management. This modular PSU offers a new gen 12 volts 2x6 PSIe output, as well as 3 outputs for previous gen PSIe and CPU cables, 2 SATA/PATA plugs, and a main motherboard connector. That is it for this video. I hope you learned something today, and make sure you pick up your mess after yourself. We don't want to end up with more screws than what we started with. Peace out, Boy Scouts.